Thanks for watching. If you like this video, then subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss out on more content.
Ronit Roy is with me. Brother, so nice to see you. I hope the family and you are safe and healthy, and you've got one of your vaccines, if not two.
I've got both my vaccines, Rishi, and family is well. My wife is also vaccinated. We're waiting for the kids to be vaccinated. So far, so good. You tell me.
So far, so good. We're doing well, working from home. And, thank God for communication and technology that I'm able to meet you and speak to you. So these things are not affected because of a pandemic. Wonderful. You know something, I ran through a couple of preview episodes. I insisted on seeing a little bit, and I said, listen, I'm doing this interview with Ronit. I need something that I can talk about. And I was actually quite thrilled. Also because it brought back some memories. You see, when we were in school, the coolest kids who came back for the summer holidays were always the boarding school boys. The guys who came from Doon, from Wellams, we were all local school boys. And these guys would come back with their cool swag and, talk about the socials, the Doon boys would be hanging with the Wellams girls and things like that. So immediately there was a sense of romanticizing the boarding school experience. And I noticed that you're a teacher in that boarding school. So talk to me about that. I don't know if it was a big thing when you were growing up, these residential school boys who came back for holidays and played with you in the building. I don't know if that happened.
No, so I never went to boarding, Rishi. But we had a boarding connected to our school, in which there used to be no borders. It's a huge building with a huge foyer in which we used to have table tennis tables. And the wonderful part about that boarding was whenever there was a hockey tournament in school, all the girls team used to come and live there. And of course, we were an all boys school. So you can imagine the euphoria when there were 5 girls teams boarded in the house. And we used to be all very eager to be of service to them, going and delivering water and stuff like that. So that's my only experience of kind of boarding. So yeah, my life has been pretty much like yours, Rishi, staying at home, going to school, coming back in the evening, that kind of thing.
Let's come to the show. Filming in the hills itself is quite a mysterious thing. I mean, wherever you go in the hills, every nook, every cranny, every bunch of trees has its own story. Things look eerie, sometimes beautiful. Things change. Are you a mountain person, beach person? And the show pretty much is filmed in the hills throughout. And talk to me about that first, being up in the mountain for that stretch of time. Was it 40 days, 45 days? How many days?
Yeah, around that much,
Yeah.
So this is a question that I hadn't been able to answer clearly and to my entire conviction. Question that, are you a hills person or are you a beach person? So I have been a beach person forever. That's possibly because I spent more time on beaches than in the hills. But going to the hills for 3 days a week, you are running around, checking in, sab kuch dekh lenge, very tourist, taking pictures, going to the, Googling for the 1 to 10 cafes and restaurants and bakeries and kaun sa pastry yahan sabse acha hai, kaun sabse achhi pastry banata hai. So, trying to devour everything in the 7 days. But when you are living there, like we did for about almost 2 months, then you kind of, and I went there to shoot. So I left my shackles here in Mumbai, and I went with a completely open mind. तो सबसे पहले बोला तो उन्होंने कि सॉरी सर, आपका होटल नैनीताल में नहीं है, वो जरा बाहर है. कितना बाहर है? बोले 6 किलोमीटर बाहर है. I said चलेगा. So I stayed in that hotel and I used to run to Nainital and back every morning at 5 a.m. So uphill, downhill. So that was an experience by itself. Then I made then the young boys. We had a lot of young actors, and they were the first to come. Sir, that cafe. We went there last night, sir. And I said, "Cha, very good. Focus on your work." And I finished shooting and then went to the same cafe. And I said, "Wow, yaar, ye to kamal hai." So slowly, the pages kept unraveling. आते जाते मैंने देखा एक बांसुरी की दुकान थी, तो बोला चलो बांसुरी ले लेते हैं. So so I bought a bansuri. The bansuri is now converted into me learning Hindustani classical. And then, like I said, slowly the pages kept unraveling, and with each page, I kind of fell in love with the place. Also, another thing that helped a lot, Rishi, was that we rarely shot in town.
Ah.
जो एक होता है, हर हिल स्टेशन का एक बोट क्लब होता है. So we shot at the boat club, and we shot at a couple of a monastery, and a shut down 200-year-old hospital. So magnificent architecture, yet preserved, not pristine but preserved. So, and we were out most of the time, half an hour away, 45 minutes away, all sides. So, जो एक वो जो होता है ना कि पहले क्या लवर्स पॉइंट होता है, तो आप जैसे शहर से निकलते हो तो लवर्स पॉइंट होता है, तो हमने लवर्स पॉइंट पे भी शूट किया, और लवर्स पॉइंट के ठीक बाद सुसाइड पॉइंट भी होता है. सुसाइड पॉइंट पे भी शूट किया. And and we shot. We found they found some very nice locations for the show. So it was not just in the town, but around it also. So I got a real taste of the hills, and I can safely say I'm still in love with the beach, but yes, I love the hills more.
Nice. Lovely nuggets there. Yeah, there are a few things about the story, the plot point, the characters which just stood out for me in Candy. One is the fact that there are the believers and the non-believers. There are people who believe in bhoot, pret, spirits in the material world, the other life, the nether life. And there are the pragmatic rationalists who say, all this is bakwas. This is homicide. And I like that interplay between your character and Richa Chadda's character, because, here is this guy who doesn't sleep at night, who's obviously very disturbed. She's disturbed in other ways. And he comes and, he's stuttering and saying, no, this is the way it is. And she just says, hold on, this is not the way it is. That must have also appealed to you in the story. I'd like you to talk about that first. And the way you've played it is just beautiful. You can see the weight. You can see the weight of the world on this guy's shoulder, and he's grappling with so much, but he's still functioning.
Thank you. So, yeah, you've asked more than one question in one. So, but I'll try to kind of put it together. Let me tell you who Jayant Parekh is. So Jayant Parekh is when I was first told that Jayant Parekh was a principal at DPS Delhi, and now he is a teacher. He teaches literature he's come to teach literature in this hill town, in this boarding school. And I was like, why is tell me, why is a principal coming to a school to teach literature? I mean, what is it? Why that step down? So then the backstory that his daughter, their only child, she has killed herself. I don't know whether I'm supposed to say this out or not, but I mean, whatever. So she has killed herself, and the husband and wife have both carried the trauma over the couple of years, and going to the hills, that was the only job available at that time, and going away to the hills to kind of change of place, change of scenery, not wanting to take the responsibility of being a principal, and just teaching the children. That's what he used to do best. Also, it stems from the fact that somewhere they feel they forgot to teach their own child. They were so busy with their own lives, they forgot to guide their own child, and they carry the responsibility of her killing herself. And there is a certain post trauma that the couple is dealing with now. The wife is dealing with it in a very different way.
Yeah, I noticed she keeps a stone, which is like
Correct,
a
correct,
memory. Yeah.
correct. And there is a story to that stone, and people will see it once they view the show. And this man carries it in a very different way, because he's also trying to keep his wife sane and alive. And then he's thrown into the situation where he says, "My God, my daughter killed herself because of whatever ODing on substance, and here there are children who are being fed substance or are feeding themselves substance and getting killed." So it's like it's like an increase in his fresh trauma added to the post trauma. And so because he's a teacher, he Richa Chadda is playing Ratna Sanghawar, DSP Rudrakund, like she used to address herself, and she's a cop. So obviously for her, it's an everyday story. I mean, लोग ड्रग्स करते हैं, लोग मरते हैं, पुलिस वाले का काम है ढूंढना किसने मारा, क्यों मरे, इन्वेस्टिगेशन. But for this man, it's kind of something, वो जो वुंड स्कैब हो रहा था, उस स्कैब को किसी ने छील के उसे, they made it raw again, and he's bleeding inside again, and he takes it upon him कि, you know I couldn't save my daughter, but I'm going to save these kids. That's his conflict in the film. The point is, he does not know who to fight against. So, and that is where Ratna comes in, where he pressures Ratna to. He becomes this investigator, and Ratna tells him in so many words, "Boss, thoda calm down. ये पुलिस का काम पुलिस को करने दो." But it's just that, so he's an insomniac because of that trauma, and he keeps thinking कि भाई क्या करें, and he keeps coming up with these various things, and putting pressure on Ratna Sanghawar to find. But that's just the very beginning, and then there are, what I liked and loved about this show is that there is no white or black character. Everybody in the show is kind of, some shade of gray. Everybody has a couple or many skeletons in their cupboard, and they're harboring secrets. So it's everybody is human. जैसे हम लोग है ना, कोई एकदम संत नहीं होता और कोई एकदम सेटन भी नहीं होता. We are a mixture of good and bad, and so are all the characters. And there are lots of revelations via the investigation. So the very navigation of the man navigating himself through the navigation of the investigation, that was what I found really interesting.
And also, these are very relevant issues. I mean, for parents like you and me, I mean, it's horrifying to even think that the local panwadi, or it's so easily available, just a candy or sweet and drugs mixed with them, and kids are consuming it. Some of them are naive, they don't understand the consequences, and I'm not saying that's the most important part of candy, but it's there, and it's there in the title. And also, there are popular culture references. For example, there's a DJ who wears a rabbit mask. Yeah. Like there's a DJ called Marshmallow who doesn't even show his face in real life. Your kids will tell you that, he wears a mask and things like that. So
what do you mean my kids will tell me that? I know,
yeah. Good. Then you're an informed parent like me. So, what I'm coming to is that it's really an interesting thing of social consciousness as well as fun stuff. Did you take home the script and read it for a few days before you said yes? Did Ashish Shukla give you a narration? Did you see Andekhi? What were the reasons for you to dive in?
Okay, so this script first came to me about 2.5 years back, and I told the writers, I said, yaar, you have a fabulous script. It has a lot of potential. बनाते हैं लेकिन develop करो. So somehow it didn't work out. So all of a sudden, 2 years down the line, they came back to me with the script and they said, "Sir, develop किया." मैंने चलो तो फिर करते हैं. And then I can safely say that in my entire career, the script that I worked on the most, the character that I have fought for, I used to think Udan Udan was the top. That we spent so much time over that character, Bhairav Singh, and I fought. Vikram and me fought like crazy. And this so kind of has taken the cake, the bakery, the baker's daughter, dog, everything. I spent about a good 30, 35, 40 days with the writers, with Ashish. I fought with the channel. I fought with the writers. So I fought with everybody. And then everybody agreed and we all kind of came on the same page. So the character, you will see on air is much different. They're a completely different person than what was written. And then Ashish, of course, Ashish has his own way of, kind of directing and navigating the actors. But I have, I'll kind of confess that and I told this to Ashish every day. Every day morning he used to come to shoot and he used to tell him, "Sir, I'm like really nervous. I don't know what I'm doing." And he used to say, "Nahi, nervousness, positive nervousness, positive nervousness." So I still maintain that, and I'm extremely nervous about this character. But yahi hai ki I know that the audience nowadays is intelligent, not just mentally, but they are emotionally intelligent also. So I'm thinking that they'll get it, the small, because there are really small nuances. You know what I'm saying? तो वो समझ में आया नहीं समझ में आया वाली बात होती है, but I know that they will understand. I hope they understand, and they will see and then feel, what's gone into it.
An actor's life is a double-edged sword. Actors work for recognition, to be recognized. It's so beautiful to be recognized, people coming, hugging you, getting pictures and this and that. But sometimes when you want that ekant, that solitude, it also interferes. Since you were talking about now becoming a mountain person, were you able to take those solitary walks if you wanted with your Basuri, for example, or did you still have people in the malls, mall roads, or anywhere saying, "Mr. Bajaj, Ronit," that happening?
That is. So I used to, like I said, I used to go for a run every day in the morning, 5:30. I used to be out of my room and running in the hills alone, no staff, no bodyguard, or it used to be like a minimum of like 8-9 kilometer run every day. So when I used to be coming back from my run, वो पहले कैमरा की गाड़ी जा रही होती थी, फिर डायरेक्टर की गाड़ी जा रही होती थी, फिर एक्टर की गाड़ी निकलती थी. And then I was putting all this on Instagram, and I think the news channel there carried a feature about me and the dogs of Nainital, because the dogs are very possessive about their houses. So it took me about a week, 10 days to make friends with all the dogs. And I started carrying biscuits for them in my jacket. And, then it came to a point where the dogs when I used to cross that, unka jo 100 meters hota hai, they used to run behind me till the end and wait there. And when we used to run back, they used to run till this end and wait there. And then another dog used to take over. And that was very sweet. And people saw that article, and then I used to have these people driving out of Nainital and circling and then stopping me and saying, "Sir, आपको हम बहुत दिन से हम चक्कर मार रहे हैं, फोटो लेना है." But yeah, I think that's beautiful, na? I think, who was it? Robert De Niro said that actors, half their life, they spend half their lives trying to come into the limelight, and they spend the other half hiding behind dark glasses. So I'm not one of those here. I love people.
Nice.
And सीधी बात है बस. अपना stardom उनकी वजह से है. The day they stop loving you, that's the beginning of your end. And who doesn't like to receive love? I love it. And they are my audience. And I love to take pictures with them. And I love to hear what they have to say. It keeps me real. हम लोगों का अपना एक छोटा बबल होता है ना जिसमें हम लोग जीते हैं. वो वाला. So, but yeah, I mean, and of course, even then I moved to Nainital and I used to run on the mall road. Of course, when you're running, you have to run without a mask. And there are some army boys there. There's an army training center there. And those boys, we became friends and we all started running together. And then we would sit on the local chai shop, drink chai. कोई चाय वाला पैसा ना ले हमसे. So that's how sweet they are. So, I don't want to miss out. I love that. I don't want to miss out on all that. And of course, then there are the visitors who come and say, "Arey sir, एक selfie तो बनती है." बनती है भाई, बनती है. ले लो. It's great fun. Yeah.
Let's close this interview with just a bit of a tribute to Siddharth Shukla. Poor boy, his mother, his sisters must be going through hell. But we lost him too soon. I don't know if you were friends or you interacted with him. So it'll be a nice way to sign off this interview with just a tribute to this young man.
So Rishi, I met him on a few occasions. We weren't friends. I don't have many friends in the industry. I'm pretty reclusive myself. Yesterday in the morning, I left very early to shoot, and my wife called and she told me, "You heard about Siddharth?" And I said, "Who Siddharth? What?" She said, "Siddharth Shukla passed away." And it kind of, I was like, "What are you saying?" He's like what, 38, 39, around 40, a young boy, just hit stardom. Entire life, and I would say the prime of his life ahead of him. I suddenly, I felt extremely shocked, extremely numb. Ki yaar kya, what's going on? Why? Those questions ki kaise, kya, what? Because fit, going to the gym, taking care of your diet, taking care of yourself, then why? That's the big question that I've been asking myself over the past year and a half when I hear news like this about other people also. Ki why this person here? Why snatching them away at the very beginning of the prime of their life? All that effort that these people have made over the past 40 years, and suddenly, so it doesn't feel good at all. Yeah. And wherever he is now, may his soul rest in peace. I pray for strength for his family and his fans who are really, really going to miss him. And I think we've lost a would-be superstar.
Ronit Roy, I can't wait to see the rest of Candy, run through it. God bless you. Thank you for your time. Stay safe and healthy. Cheers.
Thank you, Rishi. Likewise. And I hope to see you face to face soon and give you a big hug.
Big hug. Yes. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Rishi. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, then subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss out on more content.